Hey, good day, and welcome to Opening Convocation. For those of you who've been through this process before, you know this is not really how we've done things in the past. Typically, we build a curb center with a few thousand people, and there's all this excitement and buzz and noise. But this time, as you know, it's going to be different. A lot of things are going to be different about this year on our campus. But that's okay. Opening Convo is changing, so are a lot of other things. Opening Convo, the first year I was here, I thought, wow, this is interesting, because I was told I should put together a speech with some really profound thoughts and deliver it to the faculty and staff and students. So as I approached Massey Auditorium that day, as we were going into the process of Opening Convo, I was also caught off guard because there was this Scottish bagpipe guy leading us in, playing bagpipes. Well, a lot's changed since then, and now here we are today with a whole new approach. As I mentioned, I was told I should give some profound thoughts. Well, I did that. I tried to do that for 2 or 3 years, but I ran out of profound thoughts pretty quickly, and have changed this event into more a State of the University address each year, where we talk about where we've been recently and where we're going in the future. And every 5 years, we have this special opportunity to look back at the completion of this time of Vision 2020 and to look forward to the plan for Vision 2025. And so you get a double header today as we look back and we look forward at the same time. So first, let's take a look back and look how far we've come just in the last 5 years. And we've done it by everybody working together, everybody pulling together, everyone supporting one another. And we've had some pretty scary kinds of situations over that time, and times where we really needed that. No time have we needed it more than we need it now. Looking back, though, at the beginning of Vision 2020, you can see our enrollment goals were moved forward substantially. You can see that in 2015, we had 7,300 students, and we made steady progress through 2019. The 2020 numbers are unknown at this time. So while we've grown our student enrollment, you can see we've also worked to keep our student-teacher ratios at the same level, and we've done that by hiring more faculty, and we've hired more staff along the way. We've also, and this is a very important metric, you can see our graduation rates have continued to go up over time. These are really hard-fought percentage gains, but we've outperformed our peers, and the class that entered in 2012 has graduated at the highest rate ever in Belmont's history, and we hope to continue to move those numbers forward. Lots of brag points on this slide. You can see that we were called the most innovative, one of the best colleges, and we top 20 entrepreneurship program, top 10 music business school. I'd say don't say that, number 1. And look at our nurse practitioner pass rate on their boards, 100% for 15 years in a row. That's incredible. And our bar passage rate for our law school, we were number 6 in the nation the last round for the first time pass rate. We've continued to win academic trophies in our sports programs. Our relatively new film school has been now ranked by Variety magazine as one of the top film schools in the country. We've moved in the top 20 for study abroad and the undergraduate participation of our students. The numbers continue. You can see that 72% of our graduates had at least one internship. 400 plus students signed up for mission trips last year. 88% of our graduates were accepted to the first choice of graduate school. Think about that. 88% got into their first choice of graduate school. Lots of hours of community service. We are making significant gains in the satisfaction rates and the performance of our students as they tell us about their experience at Belmont. And here's the one parents care about most. Not really, maybe, but certainly we all care about. Maybe students care about the most, and that is 93% of our students had a job in a field of their choice. Pretty good deal. Also during this time, we brought in some new partners. The O'Moore College of Architecture and Design became a part of Belmont. This year we're enrolling our first architecture class with about 20 incoming students. And the programs in fashion design, interior design, and fashion merchandising that O'Moore brought along with them has been such a gift to Belmont, and we're thriving in that area. And this year we welcomed the first class of Watkins students who have become a part of Belmont through the creation of the Watkins College of Art at Belmont. And those two programs, O'Moore and Watkins together, Belmont has become the hub of the arts here in Tennessee. As I mentioned, 20 new majors in our architecture program. We have other new programs, emerging media starting this year, new majors in data science and business analytics, and we've also ramped up our hospitality management program as we've seen Nashville's hospitality needs booming. One of the things that I think is really valuable to our students is the 3+3 options that have been added in law, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. You can enter as a freshman and leave 6 years later with both your undergraduate degree and your law degree, your occupational therapy degree, or your physical therapy degree. A really, really great idea that a lot of students are taking advantage of. During those past 5 years, our Engaged Leaders program, the BOLD program, and it's just been a huge success with massive participation. We believe that every student at Belmont should be a leader, and we want to create an opportunity for you to discover your own leadership style and your own leadership potential. We've enhanced residence life in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, Tall Hall wasn't even here, and now it's a staple on our campus, along with beautiful Bear Park and Bear Creek. We are investing even more in our campus. You can see the current status of our new Performing Arts Center, and then look inside a year from now. That's what we hope it'll look like. Other construction projects at Belmont include our new parking garage with over 800 spaces. Boy, that's going to be nice. Everybody's going to have a place to park. And the tennis courts on the top. And what we're going to have with that, adjacent to that, is our new practice facilities for men and women's basketball, for women's volleyball, and of course space for our tennis program. We've really ramped up our Belmont State of Mind program over the last 5 years. The State of Mind program refers to what we share in our beliefs that everybody is created equal and everyone should be included in all that we do and treated with dignity and respect. And our Welcome Home team has done a marvelous job of moving us forward in that regard. Our Belmont BU program is a program for professional development. One of our goals was to create opportunities for professional development for our staff. And we've done that through the Belmont BU program. We have achieved extraordinary financial strength over the last few years. The growth of our endowment from $97 million to $270 in just the last 5 years. And that money is used to support scholarships, to support faculty research and faculty growth. We've seen our assets grow tremendously and surpassing the $1 billion mark. And for those of you finance majors, you know what a big deal it is to see your S&P rankings go into the A category, meaning outside people that look at us say, wow, you guys are in excellent financial state. And we earned an A. We've earned the Governor's Sustainability Award, which is the highest award the state gives to any organization. It's sort of like the grand prize. And we're really proud of that, and we continue to have sustainability and environmental responsibility at the top of our list of priorities. We've had a lot of fun too in the last 5 years. We hosted the US versus Belgium tennis matches in the Davis Cup. We've hosted mayoral debates. We've hosted CMA Country Christmas. The Belmont grad, Tricia Yearwood, was the host. We were one of the top supporters of country music, a film by Ken Burns that aired on public television last fall. We've invested tremendously in technology, and aren't we glad, because we're getting tested on that just right now, and we are continuing to find ways to support student learning. We're proud of our partnership with Kim and Brad Paisley. They opened this store just as the pandemic hit and have delivered tens of thousands of meals to people already. And of course, we will be hosting the 2020 presidential debate, sort of the granddaddy of all of the events that you might host on campus. That's the Super Bowl of politics, and we're very excited about hosting that event once again this year. How do we do it? Well, we did it by working together, just like my bees. We worked hard, we worked together, we did our part, everyone did their part, and that's how we were able to accomplish what we've done in the past 5 years. Looking forward to Vision 2025, we're going to have to probably work even harder. We're probably going to have to cooperate even more and work together as teams, and putting the organization ahead of some of our own interests and putting others ahead of our own interests too. The process of Vision 2025 began in the fall of last year when we gathered together groups of faculty, staff, and we talked about where do we want to be 5 years from now. We had great conversations. Our board engaged in those conversations 2 different times over the last year and a half. And we think we've heard a lot of great input from folks saying, here's what we want to do and here's where we want to go. And what we found out, we asked the same 3 most important questions I think any university can ask itself. And the first question is, why are we here? And I think you see it right now. We're here for our students. We're here to be a student-centered Christian community, providing an academically challenging education that empowers men and women of diverse backgrounds to engage and transform the world. That's the key phrase. We don't want much, we just want to change the world. And we want to do it through our intelligence and our compassion and our courage and our faith. What do we want Belmont to become? What's our vision for the next 5 years? And our vision is to be a leader among teaching universities, bringing together the best of liberal arts and professional education in a Christian community of learning and service. And who do we want to be? Those are our values. When we stop and think, the who question is about who do you want to be? Well, we want to be people of integrity. We want to be curious people that value inquiry. We want to work together. We want to collaborate. We want to serve others, and we want to do it with humility. And as I just reviewed, the mission, the vision, and the values, those are the same from 5 years ago. Nothing's changed there. And I think that's really a good thing. Belmont's values shouldn't be changing over time. We need to stick with who we want to be. And we know why we're here, and we need to know and do know where we're going. We also developed with Vision 2020 10 guiding principles, and we reviewed those with all the folks in the different sessions that we went through. And guess what? Folks said, we like those, let's stick with that. And so our guiding principles remain very much the same. Our students will be at the center of all we do. We want the highest academic quality programs, and we want excellence in teaching. We want to see a strong Christian character embedded in all that we do. We want diversity to be enhanced across the university community. And we want a strong people-first culture of openness and mutual respect that will guide our relationships to one another. The reputation of Belmont needs to always be strengthened. We want to continuously be trying to make this a more respected place. We'll continue to deploy technology to enhance the learning. We'll use our universities to achieve high quality and to maintain our momentum. And we're going to invest in people. We're going to invest in our faculty and staff in the forms of their salary benefits and those individual development opportunities. And then finally, we want to be sure we are grateful for the privilege of service that we have to others and the importance of our work. We want to remind one another of that often. So what are the strategies that will guide our mission, lighten our vision, and are in tune with our values? Well, first, we'll continue to focus on extraordinary students. We want to bring the very best students we can to Belmont, students who are passionate about who they are. We also want to prioritize student health and safety. For me personally, I say this every year, that as president of this university, my number one priority is always the health and the safety and the well-being of our students. We got a lot of people out there whose number one priority is to help them learn and to enhance their academic abilities and their social skills. My job, first of all, is to make sure they're safe and well. And of course, all those other things matter a lot to me. But this year is going to be special, and we're going to have to really work hard. We're going to have to be fanatical about our health and our safety. And of course, you know, you'll be asked to do some things. You'll be required to do some things. And I know that's a word that people rebel at, but you're going to be required to behave in some ways that maybe wouldn't be your first choice of what to do. But it's going to be critical if we're going to continue to learn together on this campus that we follow those protocols. Also, though, we want living on campus to be fun, and we want it to be nice, and we want you to have a great residential experience. And we're going to keep working toward that, and we're going to keep working as best we can in this environment, but really ramping things up once we are able to do even more to give you opportunities for socialization all across the campus. Our second strategy is about Belmont community. And as we think about that, the most important thing we ever do here to build the Belmont community is to bring the right people to Belmont to work and to develop their careers. I've always believed, and I think I'm right about this, you get the right people in the right jobs and you're going to get incredible results. And I think that's a huge part, the most important part of Belmont's success, is we have some extraordinary faculty and extraordinary staff who are totally driven to make this a great place. And we want to continue to support those people in their professional development and to create opportunities for them to grow, just like we create opportunities for our students to grow. Our third strategy will be driven by our continued focus on the efficient use of resources. We've achieved extraordinary things here at Belmont, and a big part of it is we do things differently than most universities that I've been a part of. In order to be even more efficient, we want to continue our enrollment growth trend. 9,200 by 2025 is a number that I think is reasonable for Belmont. It represents a growth rate of about 200 students a year, and I think we can do that. We also want to continue to educate our students on Belmont's Conservation Covenant. The Conservation Covenant is based on the last verse in Genesis chapter 1, where God looks around and says, all that I've created is very good. And we want to keep it good. We want to support that and support God's creation. We got to imagine, what's our next program? That's part of how we've been able to be successful. Where will it go? What will it be? That's been one thing that's characterized Belmont for the last many, many years, is we are constantly changing, we're constantly growing, and we're constantly adding new programs. Strategy number 4 is we want to provide a diverse and inclusive environment. And we've been working at this for 20 years that I've been here. And I think we've made extraordinary progress, but we need to make more. And we have a faculty and staff, and our whole leadership team is devoted to making sure that happens. The most powerful way to do that is to bring in diverse students and bring in more diverse employee base, faculty and staff. That's the way to build a culture of inclusion, is is to bring the right people here, and we are dedicated to doing that and bringing on more diversity. We want to embed inclusion into our curriculum. We want every student that comes to Belmont to feel included in what we do. We want to be respectful of everything that goes on all around them. The fifth strategy is we want to continue to be innovative, and we want to connect people and ideas to one another. The idea of systems thinking, of what's connected to what, is a big part of what we do. It's one thing to learn in one specific area, but it's another thing to learn how that connects to other things, how that makes the world operate, how that fits into the whole scheme of things. And we want to be a place that, yeah, we want to give you that specialized training and development and learning, but we want you to understand the world at the same time. So we want to embrace new models of learning, new ways of learning. We want to leverage our partnerships out in the city to create more internships and more opportunities for you to apply what you're learning at Belmont while you're here at the same time. Number 6, we want to be Nashville's university. We want to certainly be the world's university too, but I think you have to first be Nashville's university before you can be the world's university. We want to commit ourselves to making our hometown even better. We do that through supporting community organizations. Our most valuable asset that we have to offer the community is our students, and we want to create opportunities for our students to serve. By serving, you're going to learn a lot. We want to create opportunities in areas that support our community's needs. We want new programs that serve our community. If it serves Nashville, we feel pretty confident it might serve other places as well. Strategy number 7 is we want to live what we say. We want to do what we say. It's based on the book of James in general, but specifically on the verse that where James implores us to be doers of the word, not just hearers, kidding our own selves or deceiving our own selves. Let's do what we say. We want to involve our students in missions. One of the most powerful things about student missions is certainly they go to help other people, and that's a big benefit. People get helped while they're there. But the other thing that's so remarkable about missions is the transformation that happens in the lives of our students when they are serving other people in those situations. I think probably they get more than they give, and it changes them and it transforms their view of the world and of their lives. It can change the trajectory of their lives. So we want to involve more and more students in that work. We want to create opportunities for Christian service, and here you see a student serving in the store that Brad and Kimberly Paisley just recently opened. So those are our 7 strategies, and if you'll go to the website that you see on the screen now, you'll see 100 more details of this and see what all is in store over the next 5 years. And as we make these plans, we know that we can't make plans apart from God's hand and God's guidance. And so we claim the verse in Jeremiah where God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." So I want to invite you to join me as we seek to know those plans in detail and to find our own place in those plans. And I want to wish you the best this year, and thank you for all that you do for Belmont.